Hey guys, welcome back to AI, the Somnium files. In the last episode, we ended Mizuki's route, and now we can finally begin the investigation here, which was classified before. So, without further ado, what happens if I do this, by the way? Okay, so we can just begin the investigation. Let's do that. Start investigating day 5, Tuesday. Jutai, proceed. Yes, please. We are eager to find out more. Definitely. Alright, so here we go.
Have you settled down? The scene is being inspected without you. This time the body didn't disappear. However, you lost consciousness. I didn't expect you to faint. Seeing that corpse must have been incredibly shocking. I did not predict you to be the fainting type. I suppose humans are unpredictable. Now that you're back, let's get back to business. You are conscious, are you not? Are you at a loss for words? Date, don't let negative thoughts consume you. Thinking that Iris died because of me. If I never took her to Ota's, this wouldn't have happened. If you truly believe that, then your brain is completely rotten. Or perhaps when you saw the corpse, your head became filled with images of blooming yellow dandelions.
What?
Oh, you're talking now. Was I correct? If you consider the situation logically, even an elementary school student would understand.
Huh?
Fine. Allow me to pluck some of those dandelions from your mind. I will ask 3 questions. Please answer honestly.
I will. Okay.
First question. The cold storage warehouse was not in regular operation. But even so, the AC was on, and a minus 58-degree temperature was maintained. Why is that?
Alright, so since we're new here, the dark blue ocean spreads out before me. What else can we check out? Nothing, it seems. It's just the water. Just to be sure. Red barrier line wraps around the scene. And that's pretty much it. And that's cool. Okay, let's have a look at the ocean while we talk to Aiba. The warehouse was being used. Maybe the AC is broken. Ice cream? To preserve something.
To preserve something?
Yes. Let us move on to the next question. Second question. There was something strange about the corpse. Do you remember what that was?
I think it was completely frozen. It was missing its right eye. It was hidden in the engine compartment. It was covered by a cloth. Let's go with it was missing its right eye.
That is a unique factor. But there was something else. Something more peculiar.
So I guess it was completely frozen?
Iris's body was completely frozen. The temperature read negative 58. With Iris's weight... Just wondering, but how much do you weigh?
Don't you know it's rude to ask a lady that?
105 pounds.
I see. 105, huh? It should have taken about 18 hours to freeze solid. But we were...
Wait a moment. Before you draw your conclusion, allow me to ask my final question. Question 3. 2 days ago, Sunday night, you found a dead body in the cold storage warehouse. But afterward, you visited the Sagan household and discovered that Iris was in fact still alive. Why?
That is a very good question. Iris is actually dead. The corpse was a hallucination. You mean because I saved Iris and Somnium? That's what we assumed, at least.
Because we saved her. We saved her and so Somnium.
Date, think logically. What occurs in dreams does not affect reality.
Yeah, but for some reason, in that instance, it did.
And parallel worlds? That is even less possible. So if that's the case...
You mean?
You mean?
You've got it.
I bolted into the warehouse like I was shot out of a gun. Okay, I don't know what she is talking about, to be honest, though. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Okay, we can X-ray the body. Can we do anything else here? Just want to be sure that we are not missing out on anything that's our own. Okay, so let's check out the body then.
The corpse is completely frozen. Getting a more thorough look would require removing the cloth. However, we would not want to be disrespectful.
True.
You can use a certain vision mode instead.
Yeah, we saw that already.
I don't believe it.
The stomach is swollen slightly.
Oh my goodness.
She appears to have been pregnant.
Are you kidding me?
How?
Do not worry. The uterus does not contain a fetus.
Okay.
You mean after she was killed?
No, the fetus was not present in her body when she was killed. She must have been killed after giving birth. The distended stomach does not immediately shrink after birth. The expanded uterus takes some time to return to its normal size.
What?
This evidence makes one thing perfectly obvious.
This corpse isn't Iris. It's someone else.
Which means...
Iris is still alive.
Not necessarily. She could be alive. We haven't confirmed that yet.
What is going on? Okay.
Multiple stab wounds with a single-edged, sharp object to the victim's back. Judging by the size and shape of the marks, the weapon was most likely a kitchen knife. This matches what you said on Sunday.
So this is the body I saw then. Is there an estimated time of death?
Impossible to determine. This body has been completely frozen for at least 10 years.
10 years?
10 years? She was killed more than 10 years ago?
Exactly. Her identity is unknown. Her killer is also unknown. But there is one likely suspect.
Who?
Let's consider the clues. The scene. Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse. Sunday night, we saw So here. And there is something else about So Sejima. We witnessed someone similar to Iris being stabbed repeatedly in So's Somnium.
But it wasn't Iris. It was this woman.
That is highly likely.
What we saw was So's memory from more than 10 years ago.
I believe that is the case.
But why would he keep that body for so long in the warehouse?
Renju and So?
But we still do not know where Renju is.
Exactly.
That means that we need to talk to.
So Sejima.
Pitiful calls. Just looking at her makes my chest hurt. Alright, so let's go to the Sejima residence immediately. There's no need in delaying anything here. Alright, so here we are. It's Tuesday around 1:30 p.m. Mizuki and Ota kept searching for Iris, but unfortunately they didn't turn up anything. Iris's whereabouts are still unknown. I'm worried about her, but without any leads, we'd just be looking for her blindly. I should focus on the investigation for now. It will eventually lead me to Iris, I'm sure of it. With that in mind, I headed to So's mansion. Alright.
I thought I told you never to show your face here again.
Okay, but here we are. Question him.
I didn't come here for Shoko today. I didn't come here for Iris either. Instead, I'm here for a girl who looks like Iris. Did you kill her?
Date, look.
I knew it. You killed her, didn't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I've had enough of your shit, Congressman! You wanted to check on the body of the girl you killed. That's why you were at the cold storage warehouse 2 days ago. Where is Renju Okiura? You know where he is, don't you? You were at an Okiura fishery warehouse for a reason. There's definitely a connection between you two. And that's not all. Number 89 called your secretary. The same number 89 that Renju escaped with. Now tell me, where is Renju?
Suddenly, a gang of bodyguards stormed out of the mansion. In an instant, they surrounded me.
We'd like to ask you to please leave.
It wouldn't be that easy, we knew that actually, so... But what is next?
Damn it, So!
There's nothing we can do. We did arrive without a warrant. We were technically trespassing. If he had called the police, we would be in a predicament. We would have been detained immediately. Who would look after Iris then? Do you intend to leave your responsibility with Mizuki and Ota? Calm down, Date. We still have our lead.
Lead?
Before I explain, we need to discuss the corpse in the cold storage warehouse. Let's give her a name. Because she is frozen solid, we could call her All Ice or Alice. What do you think?
That's actually pretty clever.
Alice and Iris. I believe it fits nicely.
Alright, Alice. What about her?
Someone might be able to identify her.
Who?
Allow me to ask you 3 questions.
Once again?
Again with this?
First question. You have seen this corpse more than twice. 3 times, in fact. When was the first time?
Oh, I don't remember actually. Earlier today, Tuesday, 2 days ago, Sunday night, yesterday morning. Maybe it was Saturday night? I really...
3 days ago. Saturday night when I synced at Abyss.
Yes, in the Somnium world. We saw the frozen corpse of a girl.
Yeah, I fluked my way to victory, guys.
Question 2. Who is the girl?
I have no clue. Virus, Iris, Alice, Adrian? Adrian?
Adrian? Adrian! No, of course not.
Oh, but a cool reference. We didn't get an achievement for that, though. Let's go with Alice.
Now I know. That girl was probably Alice.
Most likely, yes. So we have technically known Alice for 3 days. One last thing. The final question. In which Somnium did we see Alice?
In So's, Somnium, Sosejima.
I understand your logic. We did see Alice in So's Somnium. In that sense, your answer is not incorrect. However, I mean specifically Alice's frozen corpse. Whose brain were we synced to then?
Oh, which one was it? Was it Mizuki? Was it Iris? Was it... Let's go with Adrian once again.
Adrian!
Rocky!
Adrian!
Rocky!
But seriously, I am talking about the corpse. Do you think you should be joking at a time like this?
I'm sorry, I just had to. Okay, so we're gonna go with Iris.
Last night, you saw Alice's dead body in last night's sink? No, you didn't. Stop guessing.
Yeah, it was Mizuki, okay.
My roommate, Mizuki Okiura.
Exactly. You mentioned something about Mizuki's Somnium being some kind of prophecy. But prophecies are nonsense. Dreams are not made of the future. They are made from the past. Therefore,
Mizuki has seen Alice before.
there is no other explanation.
Aiba, where is Mizuki now?
Where we went with Iris yesterday, the Kume Shrine.
The shrine? Why would she be there?
Unknown. She is supposed to be looking for Iris.
Okay, let's go.
Well, that makes things a little...
Date.
Did you find Iris?
If I did, I would have told you already.
Right.
Mizuki, where is Ranger? Where is Ota? What are you doing here? Let's start with what are you doing here?
Iris used to like this shrine. She told me about all her memories here. We used to come here all the time. You know those steps in the front? We would sit there together and talk about things. Like what gluten-free means, and eyelash extensions, and aerial yoga. And we would talk about all our problems together. Sometimes we would talk late into the night. So I thought that maybe she'd be here. But it looks like I was wrong.
Where is Ota?
I think he's searching Akihabara right now. Last time he checked in, he said he didn't have anything.
What about Renju?
I think Iris is with Renju.
With Daddy?
Yeah. Her note mentioned her most trusted person. That's probably Renju.
Yeah. I remember that mermaid girl saying something like that.
He was looking for Iris.
Does that mean that Daddy is the one who called for Iris?
It could be. So I need to know where he is.
But I haven't been able to get a hold of him.
About Alice.
Mizuki, I have something very important to ask you.
I told Mizuki about the frozen corpse we called Alice.
You've seen her before, haven't you? 3 days ago, I saw her in your Somnium. The body of a girl who looks like Iris, Alice. Your dreams are built from your memories. So that corpse... Mizuki, please, answer me. Iris's life is at stake.
Huh? What do you mean?
About Alice. I told Mizuki everything. About how Renju ran off with the assassin, number 89. How number 89 is connected to So Sejima. And that Sejima is linked to Alice's murder.
I need to know everything about Alice. If I find out who she is, I might be able to solve the mystery of Renju and number 89. And that might lead me to Iris.
Mizuki looked down at her feet quietly. I could see agony in her face. The silence lingered. Finally, she steeled herself, lifted her head, and spoke.
Okay, I'll tell you about Alice.
Let's talk then about Alice, please.
It was about a month ago. I saw my daddy crying in the president's office at Lemniscate. I was peeking through a crack in the door so he didn't see me. Daddy got up, then got into his car and drove away. I had never seen him like that before. I was curious, so I followed him in a taxi. That led me to the cold storage warehouse. He got out of his car and went inside. I followed right behind him, quietly. Daddy was standing next to the forklift in the back. I hid behind a shelf. I watched Daddy open the hood of the forklift, and then, after a little bit, he left. I wanted to know what he was looking at. I went over to the forklift and I looked under the hood myself. And then...
You saw Alice's dead body.
But at the time, I thought it was Iris.
Did you talk to Renju about it? What did you do after that? Why didn't you call the police?
What was I supposed to do? Daddy would have been in trouble.
So you kept quiet this whole time?
Yeah.
Did you talk to Renju about it?
What do you mean? I couldn't just ask. It would have changed everything. I thought that as long as I stayed quiet, everything would be okay. I didn't see a dead body. I wasn't even at the warehouse. I repeated that to myself over and over and tried to forget the whole thing.
Repressed memories are often the subject of somnia.
That's why Alice showed up during the sync.
What did you do after that?
The corpse looked exactly like Iris. I couldn't believe she was dead. I just couldn't. So I went to Iris's house.
Huh? What's wrong, Mizuki?
Iris was alive. I thought I was going crazy or dreaming. I tried to convince myself that it was just a hallucination.
About Okira Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse.
I actually met with one of the higher-ups at Daddy's company last night, before I went to Matsushita Diner.
Why?
Because you asked about the cold storage. I was curious. I asked around some, and...
About Okira Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse once again, so please continue.
I found out that Daddy was managing the warehouse before I was born. After my grandpa died, Daddy took over. In exchange for managing the warehouse, he gave ownership of the company to someone else. I guess he didn't want to let this place go. Or maybe he couldn't let it go. That's more accurate, I think. But I understand why. Inside that warehouse was...
Alice.
Let's continue.
On paper, Daddy has nothing to do with Okira Fishery. Daddy was still managing the warehouse. And he was the only one allowed in there, too. That was part of the agreement when he gave up the company. And the whole thing had to be a secret. He really stressed that point.
Uh-huh. Oh, something like
Mizuki.
how long?
How long was he managing the warehouse?
For 18 years.
That's a lot.
That's what the man told me.
18 years? From that long ago?
Yes.
Aiba, I need an emergency search. Missing persons from 18 years ago.
Understood.
Huh?
Date, I found her. The girl who looks like Iris.
What's her name?
Manaka Iwai, 19 years old at the time of her disappearance. A graduate of Eitoku High School.
What?
Renju was my classmate at Eitoku High.
Uh-huh.
We've known each other for 20 years now. When I was young, I lost someone very important to me.
What?
Manaka Iwai, my best friend. One of the only friends I had.
What? Okay.
This is Manaka. Hitomi's friend who went to the same school as her and Renju. But why?
Very good question
Manaka's
indeed,
body was
Date.
found just now. But even back then, Hitomi knew. She knew that Manaka was already dead. Aiba, where is Hitomi right now?
At headquarters for questioning. MPD still believes that the body they discovered was Iris.
Got it. Contact boss. Have them bring Hitomi to Abyss.
Roger that.
Are you kidding me? Okay, let's go to headquarters then. But I'm gonna warn you guys, we are nearing the end of the episode mark and... well, I guess this is going to be a little bit more of a... yeah, there we are. We are going to question Hitomi here. Hitomi, as I think she's pronounced correctly.
You're awfully calm.
Yeah, maybe not correctly, but I think it's more accurate than Hitomi, which is the American way of saying it. I think it's Hitomi in Japanese, or at least closer what I'm saying. Alright, but guys, sorry for that little sermon, but we are almost there at the end of the episode mark, and this is gonna take some time, so if you want to know what Hitomi, it's Hitomi. If you want to know what Hitomi has to tell us, you'll have to tune in next time for AI, the Somnium Files. See you then.